I wanted to automate the feeding system that I had for these chickens. What I was able to find was either very limited or extremely expensive. I wanted to come up with a different option. The one that's in this coop, I hooked up about a week ago. I wanted to make sure that it worked before I purchased another one. I've got the other one that's still in the box in the house, which I'll show you. I'll take it out of the box, show you all of that. But let me just show you what I've got set up over here thus far. I got one of these units just to try out, see if I could fabricate something for it, and this seems to be working quite well. It's a collapsible 5-gallon bucket, essentially, with on the bottom of it, it has an integrated timer and feeder that you can program for various times, various feeding times throughout the day, as well as the duration of the feed that you're going to be dispensing. And so I had to do a little bit of fabrication with one of my hanging feeders here, but that seems to be the ticket. Programmable hanging feeder, primarily used for deer, and it's an all-in-one type of a system where it's got down here at the bottom, you can see it's got a timer and a motor that dispenses the feed, and then this collapsible 5-gallon bucket just expands out. And so really that's all that's in this box. I decided to go with this because it looked to be a pretty simple and easy possible solution. That's all there is to it. So to open it, all you do is rotate it a little bit counterclockwise and then lift the lid off, and then I'll show you what's on the inside. So that's all there is on the inside, and you just need to make sure that these things are lined up. That's what kind of keeps it in the locked position when it's fully extended. Slides down below those little nubs there, but it needs to go into those slots, which is no big deal. It pretty much lines up on that by itself. It does have a hookup right here for if you wanted to hook it up to solar, but I'm going to primarily just be using it with just batteries. It takes 4 AA batteries, and then to better look in here, you can see that this is the thing that'll spin around and spit the food out. And so I needed to have some way to capture that, and I'll show you what I did with some of the feeders that I'm basically converting to mount right on the bottom of this. My initial plan was to marry the chicken feeder to the deer feeder, thinking that maybe this opening would be able to go on the outside of this and be attached. However, this is too large, this is too small, so what I decided to do instead is basically cut the feeder, cut it about 5 inches up from the bottom, which will allow me to invert this, flip it over, and this will match up perfectly with the outside of this, and I can just attach it with screws. I've got the 2 feeders married together and attached with 4 screws, and now I'm going to open this up and put the batteries in and get the time set and the unit programmed. This feeder can be programmed for 4 feeding times per day, and you could set the interval for those feedings anywhere from 1 to 20 seconds. These are actually better designed for deer corn and or pelletized feed. The feed that I feed is a chicken scratch or a mash. You're going to get varying different flow rates coming through this feeder, and so I'm still trying to navigate and figure that all out, what's going to work best for me. Primarily I'm shooting for anywhere between 1/8 of a pound to 1/4 pound per bird per day. My goal is to have the chickens to have most of the food cleaned up by noon, and then they'll get fed again at night just right before they come in and go to bed. I'm not going to go through how to set this thing up. It comes with printed instructions, but you really don't even need those because on the bottom side of this cover, this cap, the instructions are right there. So now I've connected the remainder of this chicken feeder with 4 screws, and all that is left is to put the lid on, and then this will start dispensing feed this evening at 8 p.m. Yeah, that feeder I just put together is really the last piece of the puzzle to making this chicken yard a lot more hands-off, a lot more autonomous. I've got feeders that are automatic now. I've got waterers that are automatic, and then the doors will open and shut. Really the only interaction that I'm going to need to have to this point is egg collection on a daily basis, and then just coming in and assuring the chicken's needs are being met by the automatic systems that I have in place, both watering and the feed that I've set up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.